This is the Kia EV6, one of the most talked about new electric cars to launch the market this year. The EV6 is Kia's flagship electric model, sitting above the e-Soul and the E-Niro in its electric car range. The EV6 offers up to 528 kilometres of range from a single charge, depending on which version you go for, while prices in Ireland start from around €50,000, including grants. It goes up against other EVs like the Hyundai Ioniq 5, the Volkswagen ID.4, Tesla Model 3 and the Ford Mustang Mach-e. In this video, we'll show you inside and outside the EV6 and tell you everything you need to know. But before we start, remember to check out Carzone.ie to find Kias for sale in Ireland from trusted sellers. Starting outside, there is a lot to talk about, and it really is a big car when you see it in person for the first time. Although it shares its platform and many components with the Hyundai Ioniq 5, the EV6 is very different looking from the outside with a sleeker and sportier design. Although it's hard to put the EV6 into a certain category, it could be described as a hatchback SUV, and it stands apart from most other electric cars in the looks department. Up front, it has sharp daytime running lights with dynamic indicators, which looks really nice at night time, and there's also a lowly placed air intake further down on the front bumper. Along the side, the EV6 has a curving character line and a sloping roof design with this gloss black C-pillar for a very distinctive look. The rear of the EV6 definitely divides opinion with this huge curving LED light bar which runs the full width of the car, a subtle roof spoiler and also a lowly positioned reversing light cluster. One thing is for sure, the EV6 stands out from the crowd in this yacht blue metallic colour scheme which changes in appearance depending on the light. The entry Earth model gets 19-inch alloy wheels, but this higher spec GT line test car has larger 20-inch alloy wheels and a panoramic sunroof. Unlike many of its rivals, the EV6 only gets one long-range option in Ireland with a 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery as standard. The entry Earth model with the 19-inch alloy wheels has a claimed range of up to 528 kilometres, while the GT line spec car that you see here with the larger 20-inch wheels has a slightly reduced range of 506 kilometres. First impressions when you sit inside the EV6 are very good. It has a minimalist layout to the dashboard, the seats are very supportive and there is lots of space throughout the cabin. The dashboard of the EV6 is dominated by two 12.3-inch screens, one for the digital driver's display behind the steering wheel and another for the infotainment system which leans towards the driver's seat. The large touchscreen system is very good to use with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay built in as standard, and there's also controls on the steering wheel and also voice recognition too. The climate control can be adjusted using touch-sensitive buttons on the dashboard, which does take a bit of getting used to, but there are also some physical buttons for controlling the temperature should you need. Kia describes the interior as vegan in certain places, including the side bolsters on the front seats, which are made using recycled materials. The entry Earth model gets charcoal grey vegan leather seat upholstery as standard, but this high-spec GT line model has black suede seats with white vegan material detailing. In similar fashion to the Hyundai Ioniq 5, the front seats can recline completely flat for when you want to take a nap while charging. The driving position is very good and it's easy to get comfortable with lots of adjustment from the steering wheel and the seats, while there is lots of storage areas including under the centre console, under the driver's armrest and also the glove box, although the door bins could be a bit bigger in our opinion. Elsewhere you get two cup holders, there is a useful wireless smartphone charger as standard here. Further down you get two USB-C charge points, a single USB charge point and also a 12-volt socket. The overall fit and finish of the interior is very good and it feels premium throughout, which you would expect in the €50,000 price bracket. Rear seat passengers get lots of space. There is a lot of legroom back here thanks to the flat floor layout, while the rear seats also recline backwards and forwards for extra comfort. Rear headroom is good, if not quite as big as what you get in some other larger electric cars, but overall the rear seats are a very comfortable place to spend time. In the rear there are two USB-C charge points built into the seats. There are useful storage pockets here too. You get a comfortable armrest with two cup holders built in, while there's also a useful ski hatch for reaching into the boot space. Family buyers will be glad to know that there is also two sets of ISOFIX mounts as standard. Boot space is very good in the EV6 with 520 litres of space and no load lip for sliding larger items in and out easily. Although the boot is slightly smaller than the Hyundai IONIQ 5, falling short by 20 litres, it is nonetheless on par with many large electric cars like the Volkswagen ID.4. Folding the rear seats down gives you up to 1,300 litres of space, which is very substantial for carrying flat pack furniture. Although the seats don't lie down completely flat, it is nonetheless a very usable space. Elsewhere in the boot there is another 12-volt socket and also tie-down hooks, which is useful for carrying items. Under the bonnet you also get this useful 52-litre storage area for storing your charge cables, which is handy to have. The good news is that the EV6's sporty styling is backed up by a pretty engaging drive, and it feels more driver focused than many of its rivals. In Ireland the EV6 gets a 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery and a single electric motor that sends 229 brake horsepower to the rear wheels. In this GT line model, claimed range is just over 500 kilometers, which is similar to the long-range Hyundai IONIQ 5 and Volkswagen ID.4. The drive selector is located on the center console close to the driver's armrest, twisting it for drive and reverse. You can adjust regenerative braking with paddles behind the steering wheel and also select driving modes with this button on the steering wheel, including Eco, Normal and Sport. Hold down the drive mode button longer and there is even a snow mode for wintry conditions. With 229 brake horsepower going to the rear wheels, it feels swift and powerful, especially in sport mode. Acceleration is good with 0 to 100 km/h taking 7.3 seconds, but this is some way off what you get in a Tesla Model 3 or in the all-wheel drive versions of the Hyundai IONIQ 5. Most buyers will care more about range than acceleration times, however, and from our experience, the EV6 offers a realistic 400-kilometre range over varied driving routes. All models in Ireland get a heat pump for extra efficiency in colder weather. Overall, the EV6 is very enjoyable to drive, it's quiet around town, smooth at motorway speeds, and it has enough power for overtaking with ease. The steering is direct and it corners well despite being a heavy car. It is smooth and refined even on bumpy roads and with the larger 20-inch wheels fitted. In other markets, Kia also offers more powerful all-wheel drive versions of the EV6, but unfortunately they aren't available in Ireland and we only get the rear-wheel drive models for now. There is even a high-performance GT model due next year, which will have 2 electric motors, 4-wheel drive and 584 brake horsepower, which will get from 0 to 100 km/h in 3.5 seconds, faster than a Porsche Taycan. At 4.7 metres long and with a large 2.9 metre wheelbase, the EV6 feels like a large car, especially in tight parking spaces with a wide turning circle, but the standard reversing camera and sensors do alleviate this somewhat. In terms of charging, the EV6 is a star performer with 800-volt charging technology, and it charges at speeds of up to 233 kilowatts, which is among the best of any EV on the market right now. With an IONITY charger and a rapid CCS connector, of which there are only a handful of locations in Ireland at the moment, the EV6 can charge from 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes. That is seriously impressive, but ultimately there are still very few of these chargers available in Ireland currently. With a more common 50 kilowatt charger, it is possible to charge from 10 to 80% in just over an hour. Most buyers are likely to charge the EV6 at home or in work with a 7 kilowatt charger with a Type 2 connector, and a full charge with this would take around 10 hours overnight. Like the Hyundai Ioniq 5, you can also use the EV6 to charge another electric car or to power an electric gadget or device. You can use the battery to send power of up to 3.6 kilowatts for things like charging another car, charging your lawnmower or e-bike, or potentially powering a sound system when parked up at a campsite. This feature would definitely come in handy on longer road trips. Speaking of road trips, the EV6 can tow up to 1,600 kilograms in weight when extra load lugging is needed. There is lots of safety tech to get accustomed to, including advanced driver assist systems, which alert you to different scenarios out on the road, but in an intuitive way. Our high-specification GT line test car is fitted with blind spot view monitors, which flash up on the digital driver's display, and this is helpful for turning in areas of low visibility or watching for pedestrians and cyclists. The EV6 is available in two specifications in Ireland, Earth and GT line. The entry Earth model gets the large 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery as standard, and it starts from €50,000 in Ireland, including the SEAI grant. It is very well equipped as standard with 19-inch alloy wheels, the dual 12.3-inch screens inside, UVO Connect, premium relaxation seats, LED headlights, a heat pump and an electric tailgate. Claimed range for the Earth model is 528 kilometres from a single charge. The higher specification GT line model, which starts from €54,345, is the one that we're testing here. And it gets larger 20-inch alloy wheels, suede vegan leather upholstery, front ventilated seats, blind spot view monitors built into the driver's display, AR heads-up display and a panoramic sunroof with lots of other features. Kia's partnership with IONITY gives EV6 customers access to 400 IONITY high-speed charging stations across Europe, with 5 locations currently in Ireland, including Athlone, Gorey, Cashel, Kill and City North in Dublin. At IONITY charge points, it takes just 18 minutes to charge from 10 to 80% and less than 4.5 minutes for a 100-kilometre range top-up. All EV6 buyers get a free 12-month Kia Power Package subscription that offers this IONITY fast charging service at just 29 cents per kilowatt hour, which is normally 79 cents per kilowatt hour. So, should you buy the Kia EV6? Well, if you're looking for a premium EV that's fun to drive, offers good practicality, excellent range and good charging times, then it should be high on your shortlist. What's more, it has an impressive level of standard equipment, but you would expect that in the €50,000 price bracket. With a price tag of €50,000, it isn't exactly cheap though, especially when you consider the entry Hyundai Ioniq 5 starts from around €38,000. It can be a large car to get around town to at times. The EV6 isn't to be confused with cheaper electric models, however. This is a premium EV that stands toe-to-toe with the best models on the market right now, and it is likely to prove popular as a result. Check out Carzone.ie to read our full written review of the new Kia EV6, where you can also find Kia cars for sale in Ireland from trusted sellers.